over 60 and still trying to stay healthy by walking every day, but secretly wondering why your strength is fading, your balance feels shaky, or your joints still ache. What if I told you that walking alone may no longer be enough for your body after 60? Oh, and that there are a few simple, surgeon-approved movements that can give you far more benefit in less time. Stay with me, because in this video you're going to discover why so many older adults are doing the right thing but getting the wrong results, and more importantly, what to do instead to protect your muscles, bones, balance and independence as you age. Here's the problem most people don't realize. Walking is comfortable, it feels safe, it's been recommended for decades. But after 60, your body changes in very specific ways. Muscle loss accelerates, bone density declines, reaction time slows, and the nervous system becomes less responsive if it's not challenged. Walking is repetitive and low impact, which means it does very little to stop muscle loss, very little to improve balance, and almost nothing to strengthen the muscles that prevent falls. That's why so many people who walk every day still struggle getting out of a chair, climbing stairs, or catching themselves when they trip. The solution isn't walking more. The solution is choosing movements that tell your body, I still need strength, stability, and power. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's start by reframing how you think about exercise after 60. At this stage of life, the goal isn't burning calories. It's sending the right signals to your muscles, bones, and brain. Your body adapts based on demand. If the demand is low and repetitive, like walking on flat ground, your body adapts by conserving strength. But when you introduce controlled resistance, balance challenges, and functional movement, your body responds by rebuilding muscle fibers, improving joint stability, and sharpening coordination. This is why certain exercises outperform walking dramatically for older adults. The first movement I want you to understand is controlled chair-based strength work. This isn't about heavy weights or gym machines. It's about using your own body weight in a way that activates the largest muscles in your body, your legs and hips. These muscles are directly connected to longevity. Weak legs are one of the strongest predictors of loss of independence. Every time you sit down and stand up correctly, you're training your muscles to support you in real life. But most people do this incorrectly. They rely on momentum, collapse into the chair, or push off with their hands. When you slow it down, keep your chest tall, engage your core, and control the descent. You turn a basic movement into a powerful signal for muscle preservation. This single exercise does more for fall prevention than hours of walking. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Strength alone isn't enough. After 60, balance becomes a critical survival skill. Walking does not train balance effectively because both feet are usually on the ground in a predictable pattern. Real life isn't predictable. Curbs, stairs, uneven surfaces, pets running past your feet, this is where falls happen. Balance exercises force your nervous system to communicate faster with your muscles. This connection is called neuromuscular coordination, and it declines rapidly with age if you don't train it. Simple single-leg movements, done safely near a support, wake up stabilizing muscles that walking completely ignores. These muscles protect your knees, hips, and lower back. Another key point most people miss is bone stimulation. Bones don't stay strong just because you move. They stay strong when they experience controlled stress. Walking provides very little of this stimulus after a certain age. Your bones need resistance and directional load to maintain density. That's why people who only walk often still develop osteoporosis. Strategic exercises that involve pushing through your feet, stabilizing your hips, and engaging your spine send signals directly to bone tissue to stay strong. This is one of the most overlooked aspects of aging well. As we move forward, you'll start to see that the best exercises after 60 all have something in common. They look simple, but they work deeply. They improve strength, balance, coordination, and confidence at the same time. They don't exhaust you, they energize you. They don't wear down your joints, they protect them. And most importantly, they prepare your body for real life, not just a walk around the block. Good. Now let's build on that foundation. Because once strength and basic balance begin to return, the next thing your body desperately needs after 60 is stability through the core and spine. This is where walking quietly fails most people. Walking keeps you upright, but it does not actively train the muscles that protect your spine, support your posture, or help you react when your balance is challenged. Over time, weak core muscles lead to slouching, shallow breathing, back pain, and even digestive issues. And here's the part most people never hear. Posture is not about standing up straight. It's about having the strength to stay upright without strain. One of the most powerful walking alternatives for older adults focuses on slow, controlled movements that engage the deep core muscles. These are the muscles that wrap around your spine like a natural brace. When these muscles are strong, your body feels lighter, your movements feel smoother, and your joints experience less stress. When they're weak, even simple tasks like bending, turning, or reaching can feel risky. Walking barely activates these muscles because your body quickly learns to coast. But when you intentionally slow things down and control motion, the core has no choice but to wake up. Think about this for a moment. Every time you reach for something on a shelf, step into the shower, or turn to look behind you, your core should activate automatically to keep you stable. If it doesn't, your body compensates by overusing the lower back or hips. That's where pain and stiffness come from. Exercises that involve gentle rotation, controlled reaching, and upright stabilization teach your body to move as one connected unit again. This is not about crunches or floor exercises that strain your neck. It's about standing, breathing, and moving with purpose. Breathing is another critical piece that walking doesn't address well. As people age, breathing becomes shallower, not because the lungs are weaker, but because posture collapses and the diaphragm isn't used fully. When you combine movement with intentional breathing, oxygen delivery improves, tension drops, and your nervous system shifts out of stress mode. This has a direct effect on blood pressure, energy levels, and mental clarity. Many older adults are surprised to find that after these types of exercises, they feel calmer and more alert than they ever did after a long walk. Now let's talk about joints, because this is often where people are afraid to move differently. They stick with walking because they think it's gentle. But here's the truth. Joints stay healthy through motion in multiple directions, not just forward. Walking is forward motion only. Your hips, knees, shoulders, and spine are designed to rotate, bend, and stabilize. When you avoid these movements, joints become stiff and fragile. Controlled functional exercises lubricate the joints by increasing circulation and synovial fluid. This actually reduces stiffness and discomfort over time. Another overlooked benefit is confidence. When you train movements that resemble real-life actions, standing, turning, reaching, stabilizing, you begin to trust your body again. Fear of falling is one of the biggest reasons older adults limit movement. Unfortunately, avoiding movement makes the problem worse. The right exercises restore confidence because your brain learns that your body can handle instability safely. This mental shift is just as important as physical strength. There's also a hormonal component here that most people never consider. Muscle engagement stimulates beneficial hormones that support metabolism, bone health, and even brain function. Walking provides a mild stimulus, but it's often not enough to trigger meaningful change. When you engage larger muscle groups with intention, even for short periods, you create a powerful internal response. This helps counteract age-related muscle loss and keeps blood sugar more stable throughout the day. You might be wondering how much time this takes. The answer often surprises people. 10 to 20 minutes of targeted, controlled movement can outperform an hour of walking. Not because walking is bad, but because your body needs variety and challenge to adapt. The goal is not exhaustion. The goal is activation. You should finish feeling more stable, more upright, and more capable, not drained. As these changes begin to happen, something else improves quietly in the background: reaction time. When your nervous system is trained to respond quickly through balance and stabilization exercises, you're more likely to catch yourself if you trip. This is one of the most important predictors of staying independent as you age. Walking does not train reaction time. Intentional movement does. Perfect. Now we bring everything together, because this final piece is what transforms exercise from something you do into something that actively protects your independence and quality of life. After 60, the most powerful movements are the ones that teach your body how to produce force safely and efficiently. This doesn't mean fast or aggressive motion, it means controlled power. And this is where walking falls short in a very important way. Walking teaches endurance, but life requires strength plus timing. Catching yourself, stepping up, lifting groceries, getting out of a low seat, these are all power-based actions. If you don't train them, your body loses the ability to respond when it matters most. This type of movement improves what's called functional power. Functional power is the ability to generate strength quickly while staying balanced. It's one of the first things to decline with age and one of the biggest predictors of falls. The good news is that it's also one of the easiest things to retrain when you use the right approach. Slow to controlled transitions, gentle step patterns, and coordinated arm and leg movements wake up the communication between your brain and muscles. This creates faster reaction times without stressing the joints. Another benefit that cannot be overstated is circulation. When you perform movements that involve both the upper and lower body together, blood flow improves dramatically. This supports heart health, brain function, and joint recovery. Walking mainly targets the lower body, and even then in a limited way. Full body movement improves lymphatic flow as well, which helps reduce swelling and stiffness. Especially in the legs and ankles, many people notice that their legs feel lighter and less tired once they shift away from walking-only routines. Let's talk about coordination for a moment. Coordination is not just about looking graceful, it's about efficiency. When your movements are coordinated, your body uses less energy to perform daily tasks. This means less fatigue, less strain, and fewer aches. Exercises that combine stepping, reaching, and stabilizing retrain movement patterns that walking does not touch. Over time, this improves how you move throughout the entire day, not just during exercise. There's also a mental component that deserves attention. Challenging your body with new movement patterns stimulates the brain. This supports memory, focus, and cognitive flexibility. Walking is automatic. Your brain doesn't have to work very hard. Intentional movement requires awareness, timing, and control. This creates a powerful brain-body connection that supports long-term cognitive health. Many older adults report improved clarity and mood when they switch to these types of exercises. One of the most reassuring things about these movements is how adaptable they are. They can be modified for any fitness level. You can slow them down, reduce range of motion, or use support as needed. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency and progression. Your body responds incredibly well to gentle challenges when they're applied regularly. At this point, you may be realizing something important. Walking was never the enemy. It's just incomplete. It's fine as a supplement, but it should not be the foundation of your movement routine after 60. The foundation should be exercises that preserve muscle, protect joints, improve balance, stimulate the brain, and train real-life strength. When you shift your focus this way, everything changes. You move with more confidence, you stand taller, you feel more capable. This is how people stay active, independent, and resilient well into their later years. Not by doing more, but by doing what actually works for the aging body. And the best part is that when your body starts responding again, motivation takes care of itself. You don't have to force consistency. You feel the difference, and you want to keep going. If you've been walking faithfully and still feel like your body is slowly declining, this is your wake-up call. You're not failing. You're just missing the right tools. Start giving your body the signals it needs, and it will respond, no matter your age.